welcome back to another episode, GPPD podcast. I'm hosting. I got my buddy here, and we have a celebrity host, Miss Whitney.
Hello again.
Hello.
Hello.
All right, so before we get started, you know me, I'm gonna do my spiel. So, couple things. We are testing somewhere in April. So if you're interested, it's grandprairiepolice.org. Get online. I know it's February, but start filling out that, 180-page personal history statement. But no, get that paperwork filled out and stay in shape and be ready to test, run, and do all that stuff. Also, we're hiring detention staff. We need those and communications or 911 dispatches. So are y'all hiring?
No, we're not. But in the future, if things change, we'll see. Maybe we can bring on another victim services coordinator. So just, stay tuned in.
Cool beans. Okay, so, man, it seems like I've been knowing Merritt for, 20 years.
Whoa.
But we're going to get into it. He's an interesting guy. Just trust me on this one.
The hat lets me know.
Yeah. Okay, so let's talk about that first. What kind of hat is that, bro?
Boston Scally Caps. They're a cap company in Boston. Mom and Pop started off.
Yeah.
And this is actually the same tartan pattern as our kilts for the bagpipe unit. So I went ahead and got it, and that way it can match.
We have to go into that. I mean, he already just...
Yeah, you let that cat out of the bag awful early. All right, so...
Y'all brought it up.
Well, so Merritt is a bagpiper.
Yep.
And how many do we have here? Is it 2?
Currently we have myself, John Spears, and Will Walden are all currently piping, and we'll be piping this Saturday night at our awards banquet.
Yeah, that's cool. So can you pipe with the team, or is it... Because most of the time when I see it, it's only one person doing it.
So there's solo piping, and then there's band piping, mass bands. So when we go to line of duty death funerals, stuff like that, it's pipers from all over the state of Texas, and it's set number of songs, set songs and everything, and we play as a group. Like when we went to in November, when we went to the Austin funeral, for the officer that was killed, we had 36 pipers.
Dang.
And then 10 or 15 drummers. So it was a large pipe contingent.
Yeah. It's almost like a concert.
That's a lot.
But then there's also solo piping, where you go and do solo competitions and stuff, and that's where you get your grading and like a grade 2 piper, a grade 1 piper, stuff like that. I'm still a beginner, so I haven't been in a competition yet, but I was planning to do one this spring, but it's now got pushed back to the fall.
Yeah.
I was going to ask, how serious does it get? See, I was in band. I'm a band geek formerly, so it got pretty serious with competitions, field shows. I became drum major, so that was a thing, hey, I'm going to take your chair, those kind of things. Mm-hmm. Is it like that with bagpiping, or?
It is, especially once you get up to, the professional bagpipers. Like, our instructor, he became a master piper in 1970. He's played at Charles and Diana's wedding.
Wow.
Back in the 80s. Played when the Queen's mom died back in 2012. He played at her funeral. He's played all over the world. John Wayne used to fly him out to movie sets so he could hear bagpipes during breaks from filming and stuff.
What?
Yeah. He's world renowned.
This is the Chuck Norris man.
Yeah.
Hey.
Dang.
And so
Wow.
we're learning from one of the best in the state of Texas. And so he has very high standards, very exacting and demanding. And I count it as a pleasure to get to just hear some of his stories.
Oh, I bet he.
Yeah.
That's look, we need to put him on. Cause that's somebody that's
He'll be there
around.
Saturday night, too.
Yeah. Oh, really?
He's coming to play with us.
Yeah. That'll be awesome.
Yeah, that is.
Yeah. Okay, so the kilt.
Mm-hmm.
Is that KILT?
Yep.
All right. So do you have to wear that, or is that?
It's when you're bagpiping, especially in competitions, it's highly suggested, encouraged, pretty much mandatory that you're going to wear the Highland wear, which is the kilt and the proper jacket and the headgear and everything, and so which this is an actual headgear. This just matches my kilt, and so that's why I bought it. But because you can either wear a Glengarry hat or a Balmoral hat, and so in our band we wear Glengarrys, and most bands here in the state of Texas, police bands, fire bands, wear Glengarrys and not Balmorals.
Yeah. That was
This is serious.
Yeah, I was gonna say that was deep because I'm like
I've taken to this. I practice 2 hours every day at a minimum. It's because I was in band too in junior high and high school and hated it. I hated all 4 years of it and didn't want to touch anything musical instrument. I'll touch a CD player, 8-track player, stuff showing my age here.
Date yourself, bro.
Oh, you said 8-track.
But then got the chance to pick this up and fell in love. I've always loved bagpipes, and then the chance to learn to play them and have the department help out with that. I enjoy
because
it.
they're expensive, right?
Yeah. It was just about $9,000 a piece for me and John just to get our stuff when we initially brought it up. But that was the entire uniform, the pipes, everything like that. But then we also have weekly lessons the department picks up. So
Yeah.
What instruments did you play before?
Played trombone. Then I kind of taught myself to play trumpet.
Okay.
Trombone. I'm trying to think. Is that the big?
Yeah.
Oh, the
Yeah,
sliding in and out. Okay.
yeah.
See, I was just on the football field, and I thank you guys when you made a lot of noise when the other team had the ball. So.
That's what I did after I got out of band.
Transition.
All right, so let's go backwards then. So how did you end up in police world? Like, tell me how you got started.
Well, after retiring from the Army, I did 20 years, went all over the world.
He looks young. Like I would
Yeah.
never.
20 years.
I turned 40 in the academy 10 days into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man.
It's awesome.
So, issues with the VA, stuff like that. Decided that wasn't ready to be retired, just wanted to be retired from the Army. So,
Okay.
looking for something to do, told my wife I was interested in doing firefighter or police. And she said, and I still give her issues about this because she said, don't be a firefighter, that's too dangerous. And I was like, and I asked her, I go, how many firefighters you hear about getting shot at?
Yeah, you just give that perplexed look like,
Yeah.
wait, what, babe? Okay.
So went with police, had a buddy, he was a sergeant in Keller at the time, went and did a ride out with him. And I was like, this is what I'm going to do. And I'd already put in interest cards with Grand Prairie and Irving.
Interest cards?
Isn't
is
that what
that?
they're called? The interest cards where, and then they call you and say, okay, the test is this date.
Oh, I don't know, but that's a good marketing idea.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Yeah, we have them. Okay.
So put in an interest card, Grand Prairie, Irving. Actually put it in Irving than Grand Prairie because Irving was a little closer to where we were planning on living. Yeah. But Grand Prairie, I get an email from Grand Prairie saying their test is on October 17th. It's like, okay, cool. 10 minutes later, I get an email from Irving saying their test is on October 17th. So, well, Grand Prairie contacted first, so that's who's I'm going to.
There you go. Who came first?
And I'm
Flip the coin.
so glad I did.
Yeah.
During the recruiting process, it was awesome. Grand Prairie, the recruiting staff, the investigators, everybody worked with me real great. Officer Slater actually went to the apartment we were living in and talked to my wife for like 3 hours about the benefits of Grand Prairie and how it's family-like and everything. And I got home from
Wow.
Yeah.
I got home from where I was working because at the time I was serving at the movie tavern there in Bedford.
Okay.
And I got home and she's like, "You're going to work at Grand Prairie, period. You ain't putting in nowhere else."
Yes, ma'am.
And so keep mama happy. So, so went through the process with Grand Prairie and went extremely happy when Sergeant Robinson at the time called me to tell me that I was hired. And then in that quick a time, when I went in to talk to, it ended up being Sergeant Brannon that was there. So it was like, oh, okay. And so did everything else. Then actually got put to started working at the jail.
Yeah, I remember that.
I was working in the jail.
I remember seeing you there.
and until the academy started. And so day after tomorrow will be 8 years ago I started at the jail.
8 years ago.
But that just showed me how this department wanted to take care of its people incoming and the people they already have here.
Yeah, I mean, we can give you story after story of how, and this is your story, your time in the light today. But, bro, I've heard just story after story from different officers. So a couple things real quick. I'll jump in. Do the ride along. So when y'all start going, when I say y'all, anybody wanting to get into police work, every city is different. Every organization is different. So please go out there, do the ride along, ask those officers questions so you can figure out, am I a good fit or not? Because, we're all different.
And I agree with you. Ride-alongs are a great way to figure out if this is for you. I only did one ride-along, and that was with another city. And it was with a buddy that I'd known since we were in diapers together.
Yeah.
But I knew and with him saying, if you can get on at Grand Prairie, take it. Don't go anywhere else.
And he was at another city.
He was in Keller.
Man, that speaks volumes.
And that's not the first time I've heard that. It's weird how it works.
Yeah.
You don't hear a whole bunch of Grand Prairie officers going, hey, bro, you need to go to another. But I do hear other people going, yeah, check out GP. Yeah. So kudos, pat on the back. I mean, we still got a lot of work to do. We, not perfect, but we trying to get
better than most.
Tell me about it.
But then also had family who were police officers and stuff. I had an uncle. He retired from Euless as chief of detectives.
Yeah.
I have a cousin who just recently retired from Fort Worth as one of their deputy chiefs. So
That's
big,
good
long
stuff.
history of police work.
Yeah, that's good stuff. And so I'm gonna jump around because I hear when you say my wife, so she is 100% still supportive. And the reason I ask is I tell people this all the time. I still get the question, you like doing that police stuff? I'm like, Pops, I'm about to retire. Like, what are you talking about? Like,
I like it for this much more time.
yeah, but no, so that's good. So she's still on board.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we've been married 22 years.
Yeah, congrats.
Yeah. And
That's awesome.
14 of that, she was an Army wife.
Yeah.
And now almost 8 of that, she's a police wife. So she's got a good head on her shoulders, very good,
So
supportive.
she's got the stress thing down. It's like, babe, I trust you. I trust your training.
Yeah.
Be safe, and I'll see you later.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, I mean, she went through 2-year-long deployments to Iraq, 2-year-long deployments to Afghanistan. So she knows the sleepless nights and the worried and all that. And so,
Y'all got kiddos?
oh yeah, we got 3. Our oldest.
I got one. I'll give you.
I'm trying, I'll give you my 14-year-old.
Yeah, my 8-year-old boy, he drive me crazy.
So we've got a 20-year-old. She graduated from the high school we actually graduated from back in 2022.
Yeah.
And then our 19-year-old graduated last year. She's currently in her advanced training in Fort Meade, Maryland, where she's going to be a public affairs person for the military, for the Army.
Yeah.
And she's going to be basically a newscaster on TV, on AFN. And then we got a 14-year-old that's a freshman and drives me crazy quite often.
Yeah, it's them babies, man.
I know.
That last one, because that's how mine is. I'm like,
Especially when her mom was the baby of her family. So
Oh,
she,
yeah.
But
See,
gotta love them.
yeah,
the baby. I have my 2-year-old. We have 4. So our youngest is 2. And he just knows. He knows. There's just something about them knowing the baby. Like, wherever we go, when we're at home, he knows.
Yep.
yeah. That's funny. All right, so I got to talk about it because this is some of the craziest stuff I've ever heard. We're going to get into marriage schedule. If I'm not asleep by 11, no, hell no. By
Go
10,
early. Yeah.
then it feels like I'm not getting enough sleep.
Right.
And 5:15-ish is about when my alarm go off. I just feel rushed, and I'm dragging and I'm tired.
I wish I had that problem.
Why don't you have that problem?
Why don't you?
I don't know. It's weird. My alarm goes off every morning at 1:30
In the morning.
in the morning. Every morning. Work days, off days. I'm in the gym 2 a.m. Stay till 4, 4:30, 5. And then
And you don't want to be a bodybuilder.
no.
You just
I don't have
working
those
it.
genetics. I just want to stay in shape and present the best picture in uniform that I can.
I've never heard someone say that.
Me neither.
So,
That's crazy.
Very admirable.
All right, so every day we working out, and then you go eat breakfast.
I'll get a snack on the way to work.
A snack on the way to work. What
What is the snack?
What's a snack?
There's a Waffle House near my gym, and I like eggs, so I get a dozen over medium eggs, a cup of coffee, eat those in about 5 or 6 minutes, and then get on my way to work.
No heartburn, indigestion.
Wow.
No complications.
No,
Whatsoever.
no,
Healthy as a racehorse.
pretty much.
I love it. You know, well, you heard it from us, folks. We're gonna start eating chocolate bars and eggs with cheese.
I don't eat much chocolate. I don't eat candy hardly at all.
Yeah,
I'm not a big candy fan. If I'm looking for something to snack on, it's beef jerky, potato chips, something like that.
yeah.
Is there ever a day off?
Sometimes.
Okay.
Sometimes.
When there's ice on the road and you're like,
Oh no, that's the best time because then the gym's really empty.
So you don't want anyone pretty much to be in the gym while you're in there, just so you can really just
Pretty much.
dig in without other people there.
So this is what I'm gonna do. Next time I figure out that he's going to the gym, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna set up my phone like I'm doing a TikTok, and he's gonna walk by and I'm gonna go, bro, can you stay out of the picture, please?
Oh, we
And
get
he's gonna
people doing
pissed.
that.
Do you?
Yeah.
I can't
Oh,
stand that.
That's why I go
Yeah.
as
Yeah.
early as I do because I like getting there and there's like 6 people there,
Yeah.
and that's still kind of crowded.
Okay, so we need a rule. Like gyms need to start implementing rules because I've seen them argue.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's probably escalated, but you know, because you have to post your phone up somewhere, and it's like, don't walk through here. I'm filming. No, bro, go
Well,
somewhere else. with that.
there's a gym in Dallas called Destination Dallas that targets specifically people who do that, and influencers, I guess, is what
Yeah.
they're called.
Yeah.
I'm kind of old, so.
Yeah,
But-
I call them TikTokers.
TikTokers, influencers.
But they but it specializes just for them so that they can, and people come out with like not just their phones, but like they'll set up cameras on tripods with the ring lights
light,
and
yeah.
everything, and set up and just film their whole workout. I couldn't go to a place like that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I could, but I
I'd
have
end
to be
up-
ready to fight.
I'd end up just, oh, that guy's filming? Okay, I'm going to go stand between him and his
Just
camera.
the
and
Yeah,
do
there
this.
you go. Like, I'm going to walk through there, and he's going to be, oh, you need to go around. No,
Exactly.
you need to leave. And next thing you know,
Do some edits.
yeah, I'm in chief's office. Yeah,
much.
that wouldn't work. That's, well, bro, you have good discipline. I'll tell you that. Is that something
Definitely.
you learned in military or?
That helped with it.
Yeah.
There was a lot of times where 3 hours of sleep in a few days would be very great to have.
Yeah.
And so when I get it, I get it.
Yeah. So, okay, I know this is a crazy question, but have you ever slept for like 8 hours? Like just
Yeah, I sure have. Every once in a while.
Okay. And you stay asleep, or it's like in
No,
between you gotta
no.
get up and then do
No,
something,
it's
then lay back down?
like I'll hit 3 hours, 4 hours tops, and I'll be like, I'll wake up and then I'm just laying there, and then finally I can doze back off after an hour or so. But
Yeah.
it's not good, comfortable sleep.
yeah.
When did that schedule develop? Is this over time? This is now in this age, or is like earlier?
I think it started to develop in my younger year when I was stationed in Hawaii because there was a lot of, it wasn't healthy, but a lot of partying, a lot of going out
Yeah.
and staying up all weekend, partying and stuff, and mixing that with surfing or golf or something like that. So the opportunities in Hawaii for nightlife, day life, everything was just so there I didn't want to miss it. And I mean, I had a short time there, 5 years, so
That's awesome. I love Hawaii.
so did I.
Yeah. Man, have you ever been to Hawaii?
No, I actually wanted my husband to be stationed there just so we could, but it didn't happen.
Okay, well, y'all can go on vacation there.
Just to go, just to go. Yes.
Just go.
I highly
Let me
recommend
tell you
it.
something though. You talking about what do you call it, sticker shock? Holy crap!
Oh,
I
yeah.
walked into a little restaurant. I don't know, McDonald's or something, but yeah, let me get a number 3. That'd be $14. Wait, I can only afford some fries,
But
my
that's
dear.
almost what it is here, though.
Yeah, well, yeah, they're getting there.
Oh, yeah.
It's ridiculous. $9 for a combo. You crazy? I'm eating at the house all the time. Yeah, I stopped eating out. Okay, so man, I told you we're gonna be all over the place. So, Army, you were stationed. You said you had 4 deployments.
4 deployments, 2 Iraq, 2 Afghanistan.
Yeah. Which one? I hate to say it like this, but like, was there one that you despise over the other? Or?
My first trip to Afghanistan was going good, and then it got really not so good. That's the only one that I ever lost a soldier in. So, and that was from a vehicle accident. So that one just sticks with me.
Yeah.
But the other ones were good.
So, and I don't know, y'all are military, so you have to tell me. But like, are you able to call home or talk to whoever every day?
So, first deployment was during the invasion, the first year in Iraq, 03, 04.
Yeah.
Satellite phones weren't that great. There was one time, Christmas Eve, I was talking to my wife. I was standing on the roof of our building, and which we actually had hard buildings because we'd taken over an old one of Saddam's Fedayeen battalions.
Okay.
We took over their buildings, and so I was standing on the roof of this building and talking to my wife, and all of a sudden, the building I'm standing on gets hit by 6 rockets. And I was like, I think I need to let you go. And so we went out and firefights ensued and stuff. But it was a good time.
Not my idea of a good time. Jeez.
With both, I guess, were you doing the same job
So-
each time, or would it kind of switch? with
So
your
my first 2
assignments?
deployments to Iraq, those were special in my heart because it was doing my true passion. I was a sniper squad leader. So I had other snipers underneath me and sending them out on sniper missions, and I'd get to cherry pick which sniper missions I wanted to go on and stuff. So I had a lot of fun there. My third deployment, I was a platoon sergeant in a striker unit. So
Striker?
is a motorized light armored vehicles, 8 wheels.
Oh, yeah.
So I was a platoon sergeant for a platoon there, so I had a bigger span of control, and it was a good time until that one day. But that one day marred the whole deployment. And then my 4th deployment, I was the first sergeant for a striker unit too. So had a lot more span of control as far as, I mean, the last fob I had there, I had 450 soldiers that I had to make sure, and then 1,100 civilians and foreign army people.
So when you say like the foreign army, those are, I guess, like the allies that
Afghan National Security Forces, Afghan Army, Afghan National Police.
And they would come to you and you tell them, hey, y'all need to go stand post or do whatever over there.
Yeah.
How do you trust them? Like, how do you know somebody's not just trying to see what we got going on?
You don't. I mean, it's the same thing with how you trust people out on the streets.
Yeah.
Sometimes you got to take that grain of salt with it.
Yeah.
But a lot of them we personally trained.
Okay.
And we trained them, and we're able, through our vetting process and everything, we're able to weed out the undesirables and train the ones that we felt were beneficial. My third deployment, first one to Afghanistan, we were the closest combat outpost. I had my platoon there, so 28 guys on a good day. And we were sharing the same base with an Afghan Army company, which was like 200 guys. And so if you don't trust them, things ain't going to be good.
No.
But would y'all let them like in y'all's Humvees or whatever, and y'all?
They had their vehicles, and we had ours.
Yeah.
So if it came down to like a Mascal or something like that, we would put them in our vehicles, but that's just to get them to somewhere where a helicopter could come get them, because by air we were an hour and a half from the closest U.S. base.
Yeah. See, I would screw all that up because we be out there and they Humvee breaking down and dude, get you a bike. You need to walk. You need to walk.
No, they had Toyota Hilux four-door pickup trucks with guns mounted on them and stuff. They were awesome. If I could get one now, it'd be great.
Not to shoot, okay, people. Not to shoot,
No.
just to have.
Those were fun trucks.
Yeah.
They'd go anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like most Toyotas.
All right, I'm a Chevy guy, but we won't talk about it. Okay, so one more question on this bagpipe thing.
Okay.
So, because I heard Spears talk about it, he said the lining of the bagpipe can be made. It's made of something specific and special. What is?
So ours are composite.
Okay.
We went with composite because you don't have to season them as much, and they
Yeah.
take less time to break in and everything. But there are actual bagpipes that are still made from goat stomachs.
Yeah. Okay. So that's
Sheep
what.
stomachs.
And I was like, "What, man? You can't be over here blowing that. You stink." You know?
Oh, that's been totally cleaned and processed and everything. But yeah,
yeah.
it's just like they used to make tennis rackets out of cat guts. The strings for tennis
String.
rackets.
Yeah.
Strung out cat guts dried and.
Well, never heard that, but that's why we'll be playing pickleball.
That's
from now.
right.
That's it. Pickleball, no tennis.
You are old.
Yeah.
Pickleball's old people.
Bro, no. So now, like, all the youngsters are playing that. Like,
a
people,
thing.
yeah, people
Maybe
starting
I'm
to
too
put that
old
in their
then.
backyard.
It's a trend.
I thought about it, but I was like, nah, I like grass.
I want to know about your transition, like going from military, then it was like civilian, and then now officer. What was the in between like for you?
The in between, so like I said, I worked at the movie tavern in Bedford, so I was a server, and that was pretty miserable. Dealing with civilian, like people would, if they showed
Give me some
up.
more
Yeah.
butter on my
No,
popcorn.
yeah, my husband would say that. Oh, the civilians.
But-
I'm like, hold up.
But I would do good. I mean, I was making $2.80 an hour, but I was bringing home like up to $350, $400 a night in tips.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, that part was good, but and it wasn't dealing with the customers because I never really had a bad customer. I had, I don't want to sound bad, but these young kids that I was working with, some still in high school, college age, they were, no work ethic.
Yeah, it's a different mentality.
And it blew my mind that how are you keeping a job when you show up a quarter of the time you're supposed to, and then you're late? I mean, I always looked at it as I didn't get a job to call in sick, and I didn't get a job to be late to it. So that's always been one of my pet peeves / biggest fears is to be late to anything.
Yeah. See, like talking to him, I know military. 'Cause, bro. So you bring a large amount of discipline, but people always ask me, "Katie, are you military?" No, but there are just certain ways and certain things, certain ways that I move and I act. Our coach used to tell us, "Don't be on time, be early." I was like, "Wait a minute, no, you're a team captain. So if practice started at 7, he expect us to be there at 6:15. You better be in the training room getting taped up at 6:00. I'm like, dang, I don't know that I want to be a captain.
On time is late.
Yeah, there you go. So if we saw you running across campus at 6:50, oh no, you late. You might as well walk. 'Cause when you get out there, we all gonna pay for it.
Yep.
So it's fun. I can sense
Yeah.
it. All right. So you multiple roles within the department. So we got time. I'm gonna talk about them. So first, the academy must have been a breeze for you.
Physically, yes. The academically,
Yeah.
I had some issues.
Had to study.
Had to study a lot and didn't realize how much I was going to have to study until it got to be close to too late.
Yeah.
So
Well,
I got
explain.
through on the skin of my teeth. So just making stupid mistakes. But and then towards the end, really bared down and got one of the highest on the T-Cole test and everything, which was a shock.
Yeah.
As more shocked that I passed it. But it's just bared down, studied because I never really had to study for anything
Yeah.
since I'd been out of high school.
Okay.
And I really didn't study then. But because I didn't like school.
Yeah.
So and I knew college wasn't in my future, so I wasn't going to put in more effort than what was needed to get by.
Yeah. True.
And so then towards the end of the academy, started bearing down and took the T-Cole test and did very well on it.
Yeah.
Shocked myself and it's like, okay.
Yeah. You shouldn't have shocked yourself though. You put the work in.
Yeah.
what I always tell the young people that are going through the academy, especially, you almost have to treat it like you're just being sent back to college. Because, bro, they sent that penal code book on my desk, you know, my first go round, and I'm like,
Well, wasn't it only that thick when you went through?
That was
almost,
great timing.
almost. I mean, okay, just thick. But yeah, so it was like, nope, y'all study. And so I think they had rules like if you fail 2 tests, you're out. So we were like, oh man. And then they were like, oh, if you fail the test, you can't be the class president and you can't hold, squad leaders and all these positions. So we had to really buckle down. So it was like you get paid to study and work out. That was it. So it was a lot of fun, but yeah, you're right. It was stressful. I didn't like it.
Now, try doing that with a wife and 3 kids living in a 1-bedroom apartment.
Let me see. Is it bourbon or whiskey? Ooh, baby. God,
Yeah.
that was tough.
Yeah.
Man.
I can only imagine.
Yeah.
Fortunately, they were all older because, like, my youngest daughter at the time was 6,
Yeah.
7 years old. So, but if it had been young toddlers or something,
Yeah, that's a whole new
Awesome,
ballgame.
awesome
Yeah.
Merritt might not be sitting here right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a whole
For
new
sure.
ballgame.
Man.
So when you were in your academy, because I had a guy that he was military, and I think he retired, and then he was in our academy class. So we kind of leaned on him for like formations. I'm like, bro, you don't want to see me do a left turn, and I don't know anything about a half right, push up. I was lost, but he instructed us every morning before the staff came out.
Right.
Did you have to do that, or did they lean on you a little bit?
Fortunately, in my class, we had quite a few military.
Yeah.
I think there was, because we had Estes, Monroe, me, Robinson, Emory, who had all been prior military.
Oh, okay.
So there was quite a few of us, which made it nice.
Yeah.
But yeah, unfortunately, I was the class president. I tried to not be. I was like, hey, no, y'all need to vote for these young guys. Let them get some experience doing that kind of stuff. And
Yeah.
I was the only person that didn't vote for me. So,
That's funny.
but it was a good experience. I've seen how a couple other academies run, and definitely think ours is top notch.
Good. And when you say a couple of the academies, what do you mean?
Just like I've got a cousin who's at Grapevine, but he was at Dallas before that. But seeing how hearing his academy and everything, or seeing different places how they run theirs is there's a definite difference.
Yeah. I was going to say when we were there, and 15 years ago when I went through, but they called it paramilitary. So it was the whole thing, like you put your back up against the wall. If one of the instructors come down the hall, everything was yes, sir, no, sir, yes, ma'am.
Walk on the right side of the hall.
Yeah. When you turn the corner, it was a sharp turn. You wasn't walking down the hall jiving and cutting.
Same.
Nah. But now, cakewalk.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a lot different, but I like the structure. I think it just tends to put the youngsters on the right track and get them in the right mindset. Because it was like, I'm telling you, it's no joke. If you think, penal code is going to be it's dry. You got to learn this stuff and you got to know it, and then you got to come out here and apply it. So it wasn't easy. So I was like you. I was studying. I wouldn't, hey, let's go out. Not me. Where's my highlighter and my notepad? And
See, I didn't get asked to go out much in the academy. Because I turned 40 in the academy 10 days into it.
Yeah,
The next closest
knew.
They was like,
the next
Danny.
closest
They
in
knew,
age
yeah.
was 32. So
yeah.
I was the old man, and I just didn't get asked to go out very often. Not like I would have most of the time, because I'd rather go spend my free time with my wife and kids. So
Yeah.
Yeah. So do you still have that? What's it called? A FJ? Mm-hmm. Yeah.
FJ Cruiser.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I met him a long time ago, he was like, "Yeah, look at this." Or I don't know what we were doing. Maybe working down by the lake or something. But I saw that.
Might have been in bike school.
Yeah.
When I went to bike school.
Yeah. Yeah. So I was
An
like, man, this is
FJ
cool because I've
Cruiser.
never seen one up close. Mm-hmm. Yeah. He was like, yeah, I like it. I was like, yeah, it looks rough, just like you, bro. You look rough. Yeah. That's funny.
You said bike unit, so how do we get
I'm
to
not in the bike unit. I went to bike school back in 2018.
Yeah. Yeah. So, and that was different, right?
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's funny because you see Merritt, he's strong, and I'm like, bro, riding a bike is all about being smooth. Like, it's
Yeah.
totally different than what you think. Because we all have that mindset of it's just riding a
A bike, yeah.
And I'm like, nah, don't look at it like that. But how was that? Do you remember?
It's good. I mean, because when I lived in Germany, I did a lot of mountain biking rides, but it was all rough terrain, stuff like that, not police mountain biking.
Yeah.
And so, like, going up hills, going down hills, I'm great. I can do that all day, regardless of terrain.
Yeah.
But I did better than a couple in the class
True.
because we had Borgie.
Oh, okay.
Remember?
Oh, yeah, we'll talk about that one.
no.
But go ahead. Yeah.
And so, I mean, I've got a lot of experience on bikes. I used to mountain bike in Hawaii, then mountain biking in Germany and stuff. So, but it's totally different when it's different.
Yeah. I don't know. I always say structured riding.
Yeah.
You know, because it's different. It's like, no, I need you to go this way, do a J turn, get off your bike, and come this way.
Ride the box.
Yeah, oh, so we have a 9-foot box. Oh my
But
goodness.
you got to stay in your.
Yeah, so you just do a square, but it's 9 foot, and it's a small square. It's like a parking spot space. And so I'd say, Merritt, you got to go in, and I need 3 circles this way. I want you to come out and go back the other way. And Merritt would be, and he just, and I'm like, bro, relax. I know you're strong and you can pick up this bike with one finger, but just relax. I am. I got it. I can do it. And he would shake the whole time. But that's the hardest part of the class, I think. You know, most people are like, no, that 9-foot box, man, it gets you. And it's just different riding.
Yep.
But yeah, we had a classmate in there, Borgie. Give him a shout out. So you was at the gun range when he
Jelly legged it?
Yeah. So we
Oh.
have a drill where you sprint out maybe 100 yards on your bike. So you ride fast, you come back in hot, and you coming up, and then I have you dismount, and then you have to run up maybe 7 yards.
Something like that. Up to the 7-yard line.
And then shoot. But what it's designed to do is to put you in that mind frame of if you have to ride to help another officer, understand that your body can only
Do so much.
And so if you have that lactic acid build up, once you get there, you won't be able to help the fellow officer. So you ride out, you come back in, and Borgie got off that bike. And I don't know, maybe the code word was index or just stop, because at that point he was scaring the hell out of me. So Borgie gets off this bike, and you can see his legs, and he just starts doing one of these, and then
Baby
it's
Bambi.
a slow motion fall, and he's going into a wall, and my heart just jumps out. I'm like, stop it!
I'm fired.
Yes, don't fire, don't pull your weapon. And so he almost I think he got up and then fell again.
Oh no!
And I mean, and he was like, man, that drill there, it just kicked his. I said, well, that's what it's designed for. But then another one we
He
put
also
on.
wasn't safe on any curbs.
Yeah, so we do a lot of curb work. Bless him. It's harder than it
I love
looks.
4G. He's a great guy.
Yeah, oh, he is.
Got to
but
throw that in there.
I give him a hard time about it because he almost hit that wall.
Oh no!
But yeah, Merritt, if you'd have saw Merritt in that 9 foot, it was something. It was something.
Hey, I passed.
Yeah, I was gonna say as long as you pass.
That's the point.
Yeah. All right. So now, honor guard. That is it. It's good and bad as far as when you guys are utilized, because most of the time when you start talking about line of duty, I hate to see it. But in terms of what I hear, because I get to talk to other agencies, especially in the Metroplex, we have one of the sharpest honor guard units in the Metroplex, hands down.
Yeah.
How long have you been doing it?
Since November of 2018.
Okay, so
So I was new guy for AJ's line of duty death.
okay,
But I was made the casket team leader for that also
okay,
because of past military, past experience, stuff like that. And the week leading up to that was ridiculous torrent of emotions, dealing with what was going on, department-wise, as well as trying to learn how to conduct a line of duty death funeral.
Yeah.
And so it's just a torrent of emotions. And then, which Arlington Honor Guard, their PD Honor Guard, magnificent. They came over and coached us up in a week from hardly knowing anything to being able to run that funeral.
Yeah.
And
shout out to Arlington.
They were
cool.
amazing.
Yeah.
Troy Medina and his guys were great.
That's awesome.
On helping us. And so we then 4 of us went to they have an honor guard academy at Arlington for it's a week-long academy to get even better at it. And then we started teaching continuing to teach what we'd learned from there, kind of made a few things our own because we don't do everything exact same as them. And continued to progress, and we've done numerous line of duty funerals now. We've been asked by other agencies to conduct theirs because and I owe that all to the leadership of now Assistant Chief Sleva, Lieutenant Turpin. They were part of the driving force behind us becoming what we were and giving us the gravity and the levitation, or not, but the ability to progress.
I'm telling you, that's a common theme here. And not to toot GP's horn, but damn it, if the shoe fit wear it. It's one of those things where, like you said, Sleeve was like, no. If we're gonna have one, let's be great. There's a lot of good, units out there. Go be great. And
Be the best.
There you go. And it was like that with the bike unit. Hey, we're gonna start one. Okay, well we're a good unit. How can we make it better?
Yep.
How can we be great? And so the honor guard, I'm telling you, like you guys are. I know your state, known. You guys are known all over the state. So, and it's crazy how you get called to go to way out. And now, I don't know if the whole unit goes, but I've seen like 3 or 4 of y'all like, hey, no, we got to wake up in the morning and drive 6 hours to go do something. I'm like, golly. So, yeah, shout out to y'all. How many people is in the?
We're authorized 32.
Dang.
Yeah,
Wow.
with 32, we can conduct an entire line of duty death funeral on our own with no help whatsoever.
I didn't know it took that many.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, because when I've seen them, it hasn't been, or at least in my mind, when I see 32.
So we do have openings on the honor guard. So if anybody is interested, when the letter comes out, submit, because it's one of the most professional units that I've been a part of. It's an amazing unit.
Yeah. 32.
We also have openings for bagpipers and drummers too.
Yeah.
And you don't have to be part of the honor guard to be a bagpiper to come join the bagpipes and drums. So anybody who's got musical talent,
Go ahead.
and it's not police only.
There you go.
I
So
will
we
drum.
can take from detention, we can take from anywhere in the department.
Really?
Okay. So I think that's like a myth then, because everybody's like, no, you got to be police.
Yeah, that's what I
No.
thought.
Yeah.
No,
That's exactly what I thought.
So, okay, I'm interested in the drummer thing. Is that just one drum?
there's a snare drum,
Yeah.
a bass drum, and a tenor drum.
Oh.
Yeah.
See,
The
I'm
10 drums
totally
are
lost.
nice.
So we don't have our own tenor drum, but we do have a snare, we do have a bass drum.
Okay.
And so the department's already said that anybody who's interested in drumming, there's a grade 1 former LA PD drummer. He's grade 1, so he's one of the best in the world.
Yeah.
That lives here in the area and would be willing to give lessons.
Yeah.
And the PD will send people to lessons to learn to drum Highland style, because there's a difference between drumming and Highland drumming.
Yeah.
And so if anybody's interested, we got drum openings, we got bagpipe openings, we got honor guard openings. So
Yeah.
it's a class unit.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I would love to do one of those, especially the drum. I think I can do the drum. The bagpipe, I don't know where to start. Because you have to blow that bag up and then you squeeze with your arm, right?
Yep.
And it's like 3 flutes in your face and you have to...
Well, you got your drones over here on your shoulder, and those
drones?
are drones, and those just
No,
make
drones go up in the air. So.
no real drones.
Oh.
Not these.
Yeah.
These are real drones.
Oh, okay.
So you got the drones on your shoulders, and they just make a constant tone. You've got a bass drone and 2 tenor drones,
Okay.
and they make constant tones the whole time you're playing. So nothing you do with your fingers has anything to do with that. Your chanter, which is what your fingers control down here, that's where the melody of the music comes out, or the harmony.
Okay.
So yeah, but that's where your notes and everything. That's where that comes out, is through the chanter, and the drones are just accompaniment for the chanter.
Yeah. See the terminology. Katie's out. Katie grabbed the chanter and drone. I'll be looking for the remote. Like, where's the drone at, bro? Oh no.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
How does that balance out with your job here, with the different roles that you have?
I've got a few different roles.
Okay.
By far, the funnest role I have is being a bagpiper. I love bagpiping. I've always loved bagpipe music, and then when I got the chance to do it, it's something I plan on sticking with for in perpetuity. But I'm a DRE, so drug recognition expert.
Yeah. Talk about that because I remember
That was the hardest course. That blows everything out of the water.
Wow.
Yeah. You have 8 hours to take the final test, and
8 out.
8 hours, and I took 7 hours and 54 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah.
To take a test.
To take a test. It's a 5-part test, but yeah, it took me just almost the entire 8 hours.
Could you?
Just all day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just sitting.
And everything's handwritten, so by the end, you're just like,
Got a cramp in your
oh
hand.
yeah.
Man.
But
Drug recognition expert.
right. So say someone gets a DWI and things just aren't adding up. You know they're impaired, but things aren't adding up to alcohol, no alcohol smell, nothing like that. If you think you have something that might be someone who might be impaired off something other than alcohol, what you can do, or what you should do, is call dispatch, say I need a DRE. Then dispatch will have us they'll call us, we'll contact the officer, and if you're pretty sure it's not alcohol, we'll tell you, okay, carry it just like a normal DWI.
Okay.
Go to get his blood, everything. Ask him if he'd be willing to talk to another officer when he gets to the jail, and if it's yes, then and we'll just tell him, hey, we're just going to run some tests on him, ask him some questions, probably be able to get a soda and some bag of chips out of the deal and everything, and stress that regular population in the jail don't get that.
Yep. Luxury.
And so when they get them to the jail after getting their blood, give them a breathalyzer.
Yeah.
If it shows up zeros, we're on our way in.
Yeah.
And we'll come and run them through our testing and everything, and then we'll write a report on our side, and then all they have to do in their report is DRE so-and-so was called to the Grand Prairie Jail and conducted a DRE eval.
Yeah.
And it's that simple.
So you know what like all the different drugs look like, what the effects are, and I'll give you a quick KD story.
Okay.
So I pull up in this apartment complex, and some guys are by this car, and they see the police car come in, and they all walk away. Well, then
Gee.
I go over there, and I see a bag of, what do you call the little, like X pills, I guess? I don't know, but they were different
Xanax?
colors. But
Ecstasy.
there you go. So they're
MDMA?
different colors, and so I picked it up, and it looked like Skittles to me. And so I said, "Hey, did one of y'all leave y'all candy?" And they were like, "Nah." So I
That
threw
ain't
it
hard.
back on the hood, and I left.
No, right. I guess you don't want the candy. I'm just.
Oh man, note to self.
Tell me you were a
listen.
first year at that point.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
I was
Wow.
fresh out, bro. I was just riding by myself. It was funny. Oh man, I've screwed up enough that I can write a book and people learn from my
Oh
mistakes.
yeah. Join the club.
Yeah. So, and I was just like, and one guy was like, "No, man, I think you had some
MDMA,
ecstasy."
ecstasy.
Yeah. And I was like, I said, you sure? Because it had a little writing on it with different colors. I said, I think somebody had some candy out there.
They look like cartoon characters.
Yeah.
Some candy.
Yeah, so, but yeah, I remember him telling me about that. He was going to be the DRE, and I'm like, bro, you are smart. He was one of the smartest guys I know. Because, like, doing that crap, and you could figure out something when we're standing out there in the street, like, you been drinking? I don't smell nothing. I don't know. What do we do? PI? I don't know. Yeah, so that's funny. Do you get called to other cities?
I haven't been.
Yeah.
But I have been asked by DPS because they only have one, or at the time they only had one in this area. If we'd be willing to go to them, and it's like, well, if y'all, because they can take them anywhere. It's like if y'all can bring them to our jail for an hour and a half, 2 hours, then we can come there and do it. Yeah. But I haven't been called by them yet.
Yeah.
Well, do you have to go and like testify for criminal trials?
Yeah. So basically, it basically awards you the status of expert. So instead of just being a lay witness, you're an expert witness.
Yeah.
Oh, don't call me an expert. Officer Mary, you are an expert, correct? You're like, oh, damn. Yes, man. What is it? He guilty. Guilty. All right. So before we get out, we always ask, is there something that you would say or do to, how can you help somebody that's thinking about FTO, underguard, bagpipes, Army, or working out? What kind of advice would you give them?
I would say that anything you do, do to be the very best you can.
Yeah.
Even if, I'm on patrol. I love being on patrol.
Yeah.
It's a great time. There's something new every day. You don't have the same you don't have the same day 2 days in a row. And so for people who are on patrol, be on patrol, own it. Enjoy it, because there are people who can't do this job. And there are people that want to do the job but can't, or think that they want to do the job. So the better you make yourself, and the harder you work in order to be proficient, be the best at your job, the better results you're going to get in the long run. Right. The more you branch out in the department and the more things you do, the better of a time you're going to have, because you have the ability, and you've shown the ability to pick up new skills, to pick up new jobs, to be counted on. So if someone does decide that they want to go to another place, you're just writing your resume to join another unit, to join, to progress somewhere other than patrol if that's what you want. Yeah. I don't see me doing that. I enjoy patrol way too much. There's way too much fun stuff to do.
Yeah, well, from a guy on the outside, my brother, I'll just be honest with you. I hear it all the time. You are a squared away officer.
So, I appreciate that.
The word on the street is you are squared away. So, no, man, I appreciate you sitting down. Interesting. I told you.
Very much so.
Just I'd have never thought.
Yeah.
Jeez. Well, all right. So until next time, we will see y'all later.